Hello and welcome to the Z Hut. Today I would like to show you how to make a Bluetooth Connect screen in MIT App Inventor 2. Alright, well let's just get right down to it. Well, first of all, you just want to open up the MIT App Inventor 2. Whether you're using the online version or the downloadable version, they're both the same. So first of all, we got our screen here, so what we want to do is do a few settings, and I'm going to set mine up to center horizontally and center vertically. Now, depending on what kind of app you're going to be making, you might want to set this up different, but for this tutorial I'm just going to center them. Then of course you'd want to put the name of the app in here. Now the background color, you can choose whichever color you'd like, or you can choose an image. Now I've already went ahead and uploaded the images to speed this up a little, but otherwise you just click here to upload and then you can upload your image. But I've already uploaded it, so I'm going to select it, and there's my background image. And of course your close screen animation, you can leave that default or you can set it to any of these. This is where you would upload the icon that would show up on the screen on Android device to open the app. Alright, now screen orientation, I'm going to set this one up as a portrait. But you can use any way that you want. You can do the portrait landscape, use the sensor to decide which way to set it up depending on how you're holding the device and so on. Alright, sizing, we're going to leave it fixed. The title, I turned that off. That's up to you. Turn it on and off. Just shows the title of it on the screen. And scrollable, I don't need scrollable, so I have that turned off. And I also turned off the status bar, which is this on the side, so it just doesn't show it. Alright, well next what we got to do is we got to put our list picker in for connecting to our Bluetooth device. So we come over here, click on list picker and hold it down and just drag that into here. Now you can just put some text in and change the size, or you can add an image for this. And what we're going to be doing is using an image for the Bluetooth Connect. And if you would like, I will have this image on the website, and you'll find a link in the description below if you want to download this image. So we're going to select the Bluetooth, and that's the image we have. It's just a Bluetooth symbol. Now I'm going to change the size of it and make it a little bit bigger. So we're going to go 200 pixels by 200, and it's up to you what size you want to make it, but 200 fills the screen in pretty good because this is the only thing that's going to show on here. Then once we click it and connect, it's going to disappear and bring us to the main part of the app. So we can go ahead and fill the screen up as much as we want. Alright, next go down and we're going to change the text, and we're just going to put in connect. Enter. You can see connect came up here. I'm going to make the font size a little bigger. 25, yeah, 25 is not bad. And I'm also going to make it bold. If you wanted, you could make it italic too, but I like it just bold. And 25 on a 200 by 200 works pretty good. Alright, the background color doesn't really matter much, but I usually turn that to none, just so we don't get a halo around it. I've noticed on some devices, if you don't put that to none, you get a little halo around it of the color that's selected. Alright, everything's set on there, and we want the visibility to true, so make sure that's check marked. Alright, so that's good to go. Next, we're going to add a disconnect button. So Once you're in the app, if you want to disconnect, you can disconnect. This is optional. You don't have to add this if you don't want to. You can also set it up where if you hit the back button, and that would be like this on your Android device, it'll normally close it automatically if you hit that. But by having this disconnect button, it'll allow you to disconnect, and then we'll set it up in the blocks editor so it makes this visible again, because after we connect, it's going to make this invisible. You're not going to see it again unless you hit the disconnect button. All right, for the disconnect button, let's set the height. 50 ought to work. Yeah, it's a little big. Maybe we'll go 30. There, that's a little better. And the width, we're going to make it the same width as this. So we'll go 200. And click, there we go. Now, the text for the button, we're going to do disconnect. And then the font size, I'm going to bump that from 14 to 15. Make the font bold, and we'll leave it black. And we're going to make the shape of the button, it'll be rounded. And we'll set the background color to none. Or no, wait, excuse me. We want the background color to be the color of the button. My bad. Otherwise, you can also upload an image too. If you had an image of a button you wanted to use, you could use that. We're going to make this, yeah, that red shows up good. So that'll be the disconnect button. All right. Let me just check here real quick, make sure I got everything. All right. Now on the disconnect button, unclick the visible. Now in the blocks editor, we'll set that to turn it visible once we connect. And if you need to see this stuff while you're working, you can click this button right here, display hidden components at the top of your screen, and it'll show you everything that's hidden. But we don't need that for now. Now the only other thing we need is we got to go down to the connectivity tab right here, click on that. Then we want to drag a Bluetooth client in here because we're going to need that for connecting to our Bluetooth device. And you don't have to do anything over here. Just leave that alone. If you mess around with this, it probably ain't going to work. So I just leave that alone. Excuse me. All right, so I think we can go to the blocks editor, and that's this button right here. Click on that. So what we're going to do first is we got to take care of the list picker to connect. So we want a list picker, and it's the top one, the after picking. Put that about the middle there. Then go back to the list picker, and then we want the before picking, which is the second one down. And we'll put that right about there. And then also we're going to want the button. When we click it, that's the disconnect button. And we'll move this down a little bit because we got to put a few blocks in here and we don't want it overlapping. That should work. All right, now for the list picker before picking, you go to the list picker right here, click on that, and you want to find the set list picker elements. So let's find that. Set list picker elements. Oh, I must have scrolled by it. There it is. It's close to the top. My bad. Set list picker elements 2. And then we drag that in here on the list picker before picking. Then we want to go to the Bluetooth client. Click on that, and we want to go down to the green ones, and we want to find Bluetooth client 1, addresses and names. And that's actually the first one that shows up. Drag that here. Now what this does is when you hit that list picker, the connect button, it brings up a list of all available Bluetooth devices. Then you click on one of them, and then that brings us to this step. So what we got to do is go back to the list picker, and we want to find list picker selection 2. And that one's right here, list picker selection 2. Then go to the Bluetooth client, and we want to find call Bluetooth client connect. And call Bluetooth client connect right here. And then for the address we're going to connect to, go back to your list picker, and we want to find the one that says the list picker 1 selection. And there it is right there. Put that there. So what this does is after you pick your Bluetooth client, it sets that selection and calls the Bluetooth to connect, and then connects to what you selected. Alright, now next we're going to go up to control, and we need an if-then statement because we want to turn that connect button to invisible. Because if you've ever used MIT App Inventor 2 before, if you actually physically change screens, it loses Bluetooth connection. So what we're doing is virtual screens. When we connect to the Bluetooth, it just makes this element invisible. So it's not being showed up on the screen. It's still there, but you can't see it, and it's not taking up any space on the screen. Hope that makes sense to you. So we want to go next to the Bluetooth client, scroll down to the greens, and then we want to find the is connected. Here it is towards the bottom. So if the Bluetooth is connected, we want to set the list picker, which is the connect button, and the visibility is down towards the bottom. We want to set the visibility, then go to logic and grab a false. Now, next we want to make that disconnect button become visible. So we go to button 1, and that's the disconnect button, and scroll down, and there's the set the visibility. And we can just duplicate this. It says false. What we do is we just drop it on there, click on it, and you can select true. That's all there is to that. Now, if there were other elements and buttons and everything that comes on your second screen, which is your main screen, you want to turn them to true. And then when we do the back button here, or the disconnect button, excuse me, you want to set them to false. So if everything that you have on the app after it's connected, you're going to want the visibility set to false in a designer, and then when that button's clicked, you're going to have to put them all in here as set them to visible true. Alright, so when the back button is clicked, first we're going to get the Bluetooth client and we're going to disconnect. Then we can just simply copy this one and then drag that down there, and that's the list picker, the connect button. We're going to put that to true. Just change it. Then again, we'll just duplicate that button, pull that down, set that to false. Now if you have a big list of true and falses, what you can do is you can separate them from that, and oh wait, my bad. First you separate this, and then you click the duplicate on if, and then you can pull, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Then you can pull all of them out of there. Alright. I accidentally pulled that out. But we'll put that back in there. And you see what I did? If you pull out the if statement that has all your true and falses, then you just simply select all of them and then drop that in, and just change them, the falses to the true and the trues to false. Hope that makes sense to you. If you got any questions and you get confused, watch this again. Otherwise, I'll have a link to my Facebook page. Just drop a question on there, and I'll do my best to explain it to you. All right, well, that's all there is to it. Right there. We could end this tutorial right here, but I'm going to add a little bonus section on here, and we're going to have the app tell you it actually connected. And this isn't anything you need. You could click right here and you've got all the information. And also on the website, and there will be a link below, I'll have a picture of the blocks. So if you're trying to do this, you don't have to try going back and forth between YouTube and MIT. You could just print this picture out, and it's free to download off the website, and it's a small file, very small file. But all right, well, first, for having the app tell you that it's connected or not, we got to go back. If I remember right, let me see. Take me just a second. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, here it is. It's under media. You want text to speech, and drop that element in here. Then you just go back to blocks, then go to your text to speech, and let's see, where is that? Text to speech, speak, yeah, this one right here. And we'll drop that in here. So if it's connected, the app is actually going to say something. So then you just go grab a text block, drop that there, and then type in what do you want it to say. And I'm just going to go connect. Then I'm going to duplicate that. Move that down a little. And put that under here. And we're just going to change this to disconnected. So after you do your list picker on the connect button, it's going to connect. Once it finds that it has connected, the Android device is actually going to say connected. And then down here, when you hit the disconnect button, it'll say disconnected. Now, I know there's a way to change the voices on here, but I've actually never done that. Let me look real quick here. Okay, it would probably be the pitch. Yeah, the pitch is what you'd want to use. If you don't like the voice that comes out of your app, just use the pitch. And just put the pitch before it does the text to speech, and then change your pitch. And you'll have to experiment with that. I actually haven't really used that. I usually just use the default voice. So go ahead and delete that. All right. I also will do is I will put the AIA file on the website too. So you can download that and then open that up in the MIT App Inventor. So you actually wouldn't have to put all this in if you want to just download it, put it on there, and it'll have the Bluetooth connect button picture and the screen background picture. Go ahead and use it however you want. I made that up, that background screen image on I think it was GIMP I used, and it took like 3 minutes, so use it however you want. Well, I hope you found this information useful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments below, or hit the Facebook link, drop a comment there. I actually check Facebook a little more often than YouTube, so if you're in a hurry, maybe drop it on Facebook. Otherwise, have a great day and have fun programming with MIT App Inventor 2. Hope to see you here again.